Pause for a moment. Right now, as you're listening to my voice, look around you. Really look what if I told you that the very fabric of your sensory experience, the vibrant colors, the tangible textures, the precise dimensions of the space you occupy, even the relentless march of time, isn't actually the world as it really is, independent of you? What if, instead, it's a meticulously crafted illusion, a profound interpretation constructed entirely within the confines of your own skull? This isn't some abstract philosophical riddle designed to induce an existential crisis, though it might. This is a fundamental challenge to your most basic assumption that your senses provide a direct, transparent window to an objective, external reality. But what if that window isn't transparent at all, but rather a complex, deeply tinted lens, subtly, yet fundamentally, shaping every single thing you perceive, every sound you hear, every thought you form? Imagine your mind not as a passive receiver, like an empty screen idly displaying whatever data the world beams at it. No, your mind is far more active, more akin to a cutting-edge smartphone's operating system. Think of every external sensory input: the warmth of your coffee cup, the murmur of distant voices, the crisp detail of the screen you're engaging with as an app trying to run. But before you consciously experience that app, your mental operating system springs into action. It doesn't just display raw data, it processes it, applies its own complex algorithms, its own built-in architecture, its own fundamental rules, and and only then does it render the coherent, structured experience for you. Your brain's operating system doesn't just show you reality, it creates the user interface of your reality. It dictates the fundamental parameters, the categories of space, time, cause and effect, through which you even can perceive anything at all. Without this internal, pre-installed framework, the external world wouldn't simply be confusing, it would be an utterly meaningless, chaotic jumble. You wouldn't just be unable to make sense of it, you wouldn't be able to experience anything coherent whatsoever. It's like trying to run the most advanced, immersive virtual reality game without an operating system, without a graphics card, without any software to interpret the raw code. All you'd get is incomprehensible static. So, the world you see isn't just out there waiting to be observed. It is, profoundly and intimately, also in here, a dynamic company creation, a ceaseless collaboration between whatever external reality might truly be, and the unique, structured, and inherently subjective way your mind processes it. This isn't just a fascinating thought experiment. This video is about diving deep into one of the most revolutionary, mind-altering ideas in intellectual history, the radical notion that our own minds aren't just observing reality, but are actively, indeed necessarily, building the reality we experience. And to truly grapple with this profound concept, a concept that reverberates through everything from scientific inquiry and ethical reasoning to our personal beliefs and how we understand ourselves, we're going to turn to a book 240 years ago. A book famously dense, often intimidating, yes, but astonishingly, even disturbingly, relevant to our hyper-connected, information-saturated, and increasingly subjective present. That book is Immanuel Kant's monumental, world-changing critique of pure reason . You might be thinking, an 18th century German philosopher. How could something so old, so seemingly academic, possibly offer insights into my modern perception my digital age reality, my contemporary understanding of truth. But Kant, with this single audacious work, didn't just write a book. He performed nothing less than a software update on human consciousness itself, a philosophical Copernican revolution. Before Kant, philosophers endlessly debated what we could know about the world out there. They tried to deduce truth by observing the external world or through pure reason alone. Kant, however, shifted the entire paradigm. He flipped the script, asking instead, how do we know anything at all? What are the conditions that make knowledge possible in the first place? He didn't just offer new answers. He exposed the very machinery of our knowing, revealing the fundamental structures of our mind that act as preconditions for all experience. He showed that our subjective experience isn't a flaw to be overcome or a veil to be pierced, but the very necessary and active mechanism through which any reality at all becomes intelligible to us. Kant essentially proclaimed, before you even attempt to understand the universe, before you trust any observation or any piece of data, you first need to understand the operating system of your own mind, because that OS is the indispensable filter, the architect, and the interpreter of everything you will ever encounter. So, prepare to re-examine the foundations of your perception, to question the very ground you stand on, and perhaps to gain a profound new respect for the incredible, active power of your own mind. Because before you can truly trust your own mind, you absolutely need to understand how it works. And that transformative journey begins now. Have you ever had one of those moments where your entire understanding of something, or even someone, just shattered? A moment where you realized the world you thought you were seeing wasn't quite the world everyone else was experiencing. For years, I walked around with this quiet, unshakable confidence that my perspective on things, my judgment, my conclusions was pretty much aligned with objective reality. I mean, we all do to some extent, right? We trust our senses, our reason. But then, it happened. A significant misunderstanding, a colossal misinterpretation in a personal relationship totally blindsided me. It wasn't just a disagreement, it was an absolute chasm in perception. And it forced me to confront a truly uncomfortable question. If my own mind could be so spectacularly wrong about something so seemingly straightforward, what else was I missing? What if the very lens through which I viewed the world was subtly, perhaps profoundly, distorting everything? That experience, that uncomfortable shaking of my mental foundations, led me down a rabbit hole. And that rabbit hole eventually spat me out right in front of one of philosophy's most infamous, most dense, and frankly, most terrifying texts, Immanuel Kant's critique of pure reason *. Now I know what you're thinking, and trust me, I felt it too. The sheer weight of that title, the reputation for impenetrable prose, the endless footnotes it screams stay away unless you have multiple philosophy degrees and a masochistic streak. It's often painted as a fortress of abstract thought, a book designed to keep all but the most dedicated scholars at bay. But what if I told you that, underneath all that academic armor, Kant had actually written something else entirely? What if this isn't just some dusty, intellectual exercise, but rather a kind of user manual for the human mind itself? A guide to understanding the very machinery of our perception, our judgment, our understanding of reality? And that's precisely what we're going to uncover together. Let's be clear from the outset, Our aim here isn't to suddenly transform into tenured philosophy professors, ready to debate the finer points of transcendental idealism in hushed, reverent tones. No, our goal is far more practical, far more personal. We're here to steal, to borrow, to appropriate, to grab hold of Kant's single most powerful and transformative idea, the understanding that our minds don't just passively receive information from the world, but actively structure it, that there are inherent rules, a kind of operating system that govern how we think, how we perceive, how we make sense of everything around us. It's about recognizing the boundaries and the architecture of our own cognitive abilities so that hopefully we can navigate our world with a little more clarity, a little more humility, and maybe, just maybe, avoid those personal and philosophical misunderstandings that leave us questioning everything. So, how are we going to do this? We'll begin by charting the historical landscape that Kant was responding to, understanding the big questions that led him to write this monumental work. Then, we'll dive into the core concepts, breaking down those intimidating terms into plain English, making them digestible and relevant. We'll explore his revolutionary ideas about how our minds shape reality and what that means for everything from science to morality. And finally, we'll look at the enduring legacy of Kant's work and what his insights can still teach us about ourselves and our place in the universe, right here, right now. It's a journey, undoubtedly, but it's one I promise will change the way you think about thinking itself. Are you ready to dive into the matrix of your own mind? Welcome to our deep dive into Immanuel Kant's monumental work, The Critique of Pure Reason. We begin our journey with Chapter 1, The Mind's Default Settings, Space and Time. This section introduces one of Kant's most revolutionary and perhaps initially counterintuitive ideas, one that will fundamentally challenge how you understand reality, your mind, and your place within the universe. For centuries, philosophers and everyday people alike had assumed that space and time were external, objective realities, vast, empty containers out there, waiting for things to happen within them. Imagine an enormous stage, already built and set, where all of life's drama unfolds. Kant, however, turned this notion on its head. He proposed that space and time are not properties of the world out there independent of us, but rather fundamental structures of our own minds, the very lenses through which we perceive and make sense of everything. Think of it this way: from the moment we are born, our minds come equipped with a set of mandatory goggles. These aren't physical goggles you can take off. They are the inherent, pre-programmed filters of our perception. Kant called these fundamental structuring principles pure intuitions. Space is one such intuition, and time is another. They are not things we learn about the world. They are the innate conditions under which we can experience anything at all. You can't choose not to perceive spatially or temporally, just as you can't choose not to see the world through the color filters of those goggles you're born wearing. Every sensation, every impression, every piece of data our senses collect, must pass through these filters. Let's use a simple analogy to make this more concrete. Imagine your mind is like a sophisticated computer, and sensory data sites, sounds, textures, smells are like various files attempting to be saved onto its hard drive. Your mind's operating system, however, has a unique and non-negotiable requirement for every single file. It can only process and save information if that information is assigned a specific location, a spatial coordinate, and given a precise timestamp, a temporal sequence, or moment. Without these two essential parameters, the incoming data remains unprocessable and unusable jumble. It's not that the computer chooses to add a location and a timestamp. It's simply built in such a way that it cannot function otherwise. Space is the where and time is the when that our mind automatically applies to every single piece of incoming experience, making it intelligible to us. The implications of this concept are profound and far-reaching. If space and time are products of our own mental framework, then it means we can never truly experience anything outside of space and time. We can never perceive the thing in itself, what Kant called the Noumena unmediated by our cognitive apparatus. We are, in a sense, trapped within the confines of our own mind's default settings. What the world is like before our mind's structure, it remains forever inaccessible to us. We only ever know the world as it appears to us filtered and organized by these inherent intuitions. This isn't some abstract philosophical puzzle removed from daily life. It deeply explains why our everyday experience is structured the way it is. Think about how naturally you think. You plan your day with a schedule, organizing events along a timeline. You navigate your environment using maps, understanding the physical layout of places. Your memories are stored not just as events, but as events that happened at a particular time in a specific place . We instinctively think in timelines, plan schedules, and visualize physical layouts because space and time are the very bedrock of our conscious experience. They are the fundamental dimensions that make our world coherent and comprehensible. So when you look at the stars, or feel the warmth of the sun, or hear the melody of a song, remember that you're not just passively receiving reality. You are actively, albeit unconsciously, contributing to its structure. You are experiencing the world not as it is in itself, but as it is for you shaped by the mind's immutable default settings, space and time. This radical reorientation of our understanding of reality is just the beginning of Kant's monumental project, and it sets the stage for unraveling even deeper mysteries about knowledge, freedom, and the very limits of human understanding. Welcome back to our journey into the profound world of Immanuel Kant's critique of pure reason . In our last chapter, we laid the groundwork, understanding that Kant was trying to answer a monumental question: how do we know what we know, and what are the fundamental limits of that knowledge? He was essentially asking, what is the architecture of the mind itself that allows us to experience anything at all? Now, we dive deeper into perhaps his most revolutionary insight, a concept that fundamentally changes how we view our interaction with the world. This brings us to Chapter 2, the mental Lego blocks that build your world. Here we're going to explore what Kant called the categories of understanding. These might sound abstract and intimidating, but let's simplify them significantly. Think of them not as complex philosophical doctrines, but as the mind's fundamental operating system, its pre-installed mental software, or even a set of conceptual cookie cutters. They aren't things we learn through experience, like geometry or history. Instead, they are the very innate structures our minds possess, the foundational frameworks that process raw experience. Without them, the world would be an utterly chaotic, undifferentiated sensory mess. They are what allow us to take the constant, overwhelming deluge of raw sensory data, colors, sounds, textures, smells, and organize it into something coherent, something we can actually understand and call reality. These mental cookie cutters are numerous, including fundamental concepts like unity, the idea that multiple separate sensations can somehow cohere into a single, recognizable object, like seeing a table as one thing, not just discrete patches of brown and roughness, or reality, the basic distinction between what is truly present and what is merely absent or imagined, or even quantity, allowing us to count and understand one, many, or all. But for our purposes today, to grasp the sheer genius and impact of Kant's idea, we're going to zero in on one of the most crucial and illustrative, the category of causality. Now, causality, the idea that every effect has a cause, that if A happens, then B** must * follow in a predictable sequence, seems so incredibly obvious, so fundamental to how we perceive and interact with the world. We take it completely for granted, often assuming we simply see cause and effect objectively existing out there as a property inherent in nature itself. But Kant argued something truly radical, something that flips our common sense understanding on its head. We don't see cause and effect in the external world. Instead, our mind actively imposes this narrative, this sequential connection, onto the world. Causality isn't a property inherent in the things in themselves, what Kant called the noumenal world, which remains beyond our direct experience. Rather, it's a category, an innate conceptual lens through which our understanding structures incoming sensory information. Our minds don't just passively receive data like a blank slate or a simple recording device. They are dynamic, actively weaving raw data into a story where events are necessarily connected, where one thing leads to another, rather than just occurring randomly and independently. This isn't just how we think about events. It's how we experience them. Let's make this profound idea concrete with a simple, everyday example. Imagine a glass resting peacefully on a table. Suddenly, perhaps due to a tremor or a nudge, it falls to the floor and shatters into 100 pieces. What do you observe? You see the glass at point A, whole and intact. Then you perceive its descent, a blur of motion. Finally, you see it in pieces at point B, scattered across the floor. If you were a purely passive observer, an unthinking camera or a rudimentary sensor, you would simply record a sequence of discrete events: glass on table, glass falling, glass broken. There would be no inherent logical connection between these distinct moments. But your mind, instantly and without conscious effort or prior instruction, doesn't just record these separate moments. It connects them. It creates a seamless narrative. The glass fell and that act of falling caused it to shatter. You don't actually see causality itself floating as a tangible entity between the falling glass and the broken pieces. Your mind, using its innate mental software, its pre-programmed category of causality, interprets that sequence of raw sensations as a necessary relationship of cause and effect. It organizes those otherwise disparate data points into a meaningful, coherent, and predictable experience. This is a truly profound realization, one that sits at the very heart of Kant's philosophy. It means that we are not simply passive recipients of reality, like sponges soaking up whatever the world throws at us, or blank slates upon which experience writes. Instead, we are active company creators of our experienced reality. Our minds are not empty vessels. They come equipped with these fundamental Lego blocks, these inherent categories of understanding that actively construct the very fabric of the world as we perceive it. The world isn't just out there, perfectly organized and laid out for us in its entirety. Rather, our minds are constantly at work, applying these innate, universal structures to the raw, unformed data of sensation, turning what would otherwise be chaos into a cosmos, transforming mere occurrences into meaningful, interconnected events. This is why everyone, regardless of culture or upbringing, experiences the world through cause and effect, through unity, through substance. These aren't cultural constructs, they are the bedrock of human understanding. This active, constitutive role of the mind, with its built-in categories like causality, is what allows us to have a unified, understandable, and ultimately a truly human experience of the world. It's how we move beyond a mere jumble of disconnected sensations to a coherent, predictable reality, where we can anticipate that if a glass falls, it will likely break, and that if we light a match, it will produce fire. This insight profoundly reshapes our understanding of knowledge, experience, and even the nature of objective reality itself, setting the stage for even deeper inquiries into the limits and extraordinary capabilities of human reason. Welcome back to our journey through Immanuel Kant's critique of pure reason *. In this third chapter, titled The Two Worlds Your Reality Vis, The Real Reality, we delve into arguably the most revolutionary and enduring distinction Kant ever made. It's a distinction that reshapes our understanding of truth, knowledge, and even ourselves. What we're about to explore is the crucial difference between the world as we experience it and the world as it might exist independently of our experience, two realms Kant famously called phenomena and noumena. Let's begin with the world we inhabit every moment, the world of our senses and our thoughts. Kant called this the phenomenal world. This is the reality that appears to us, the world as it is filtered through our unique human mental operating system. Think of our minds not as passive receivers, but as active constructors. When we perceive something, say a tree, we don't just absorb raw data. Our minds automatically impose structures onto that data. These fundamental structures are what Kant identified as space and time, the very frameworks within which all our experiences are organized. Beyond these, our understanding also applies certain basic concepts or categories like causality, unity, and existence to make sense of what we perceive. So, the tree isn't just a collection of light and chemicals. Our mind organizes it into a singular object existing in a specific location at a particular moment and subject to cause and effect relationships. This phenomenal world, the world structured by our innate mental faculties, is the only world we can ever scientifically know, study, or even coherently speak about. All our observations, our experiments, our theories, they all operate exclusively within this experienced reality. It is our reality. But what about the world as it truly is, independent of any mind, any perception, any human structuring? This brings us to Kant's concept of the noumenal world. The noumena, or the thing in itself, ding and sich, represents ultimate reality. It's the world as it exists, absolutely unbound by our spatial and temporal forms and unconstrained by our categories of understanding. This is the world that might exist behind the appearances, the true nature of things. And here's the profound, perhaps humbling, truth: this noumenal world is forever inaccessible to our direct knowledge. We can never perceive it, experience it, or even describe it in a way that makes sense to our minds, because the very act of knowing or describing requires us to impose our mental structures upon it. It's like trying to see your own eyes without a mirror. The instrument of seeing cannot simultaneously be the object of its own seeing in the same direct way. The noumenal world remains a conceptual boundary, a reminder of the limits of our cognitive apparatus. We can think that there is a thing in itself, but we can never know what it is. To truly grasp this distinction, let's use an analogy. Imagine a dog. A dog's visual spectrum is different from ours. It sees fewer colors, primarily blues and yellows and shades of gray. Its olfactory sense, however, is vastly superior. The dog's world, its phenomenal world, is therefore radically different from ours. It experiences reality through its own unique sensory and cognitive filters. The vibrant red ball that we see is, to the dog, perhaps just a grayish-yellow object, but its scent might be incredibly rich and complex in a way we can barely comprehend. Now, the actual, objective reality of the ball, its true atomic structure, its inherent ballness independent of any perception that would be its noumenon. But the dog can only ever interact with its phenomenal ball, structured by its senses. Similarly, we, as humans, operate within our own set of limitations. Our mental structures of space, time, and causality are our unique human filters. We cannot perceive reality without them, just as the dog cannot see in full color. The world we experience is the world for us not necessarily the world in itself . This distinction brings with it a powerful and, frankly, liberating sense of humility. Acknowledging the profound limits of human knowledge isn't about giving up on understanding, it's about understanding the nature of our understanding. It means recognizing that while we can build incredibly sophisticated scientific models and accumulate vast amounts of knowledge about the phenomenal world, there's always an ultimate reality that remains beyond our grasp. We must be humble enough to admit that our maps of reality, for us, designed by our own cognitive architecture. It keeps us from the hubris of claiming to know everything, or of believing that our subjective experience is the absolute, objective truth of the universe. Kant doesn't say that the noumenal world doesn't exist. He just says we can't know it. This humility becomes a cornerstone for a more mature and rigorous form of inquiry, one that respects the boundaries of human reason. The phenomenal-noumenal distinction is foundational to Kant's entire project. It resolves many philosophical paradoxes and sets the stage for how we can meaningfully talk about morality and freedom, topics we will address in later chapters. But for now, let this profound insight sink in. The reality you experience, the world you touch, see, and measure, is a magnificent construction of your own mind, shared amongst humanity. And beyond that, there remains a realm, an ultimate thing in itself, forever just out of reach, a testament to the grand, mysterious depth of existence. Welcome back to our journey through Immanuel Kant's monumental critique of pure reason. So far, we've explored how our minds structure experience and the limits of our empirical knowledge. But what happens when our brain, in its relentless quest for understanding, tries to know it all. What happens when our reason oversteps its bounds and attempts to grasp concepts fundamentally beyond the reach of human experience? This is the central question we tackle in Chapter 4, as we delve into one of the most fascinating and challenging aspects of Kant's work, the antinomies. Our human reason, you see, is an incredibly powerful tool. It's not content with just understanding the world as it appears to us through our senses. It craves ultimate answers. It pushes further, compelled by an inherent drive to find complete explanations, to grasp the unconditioned. It asks the biggest, most profound questions imaginable. Did the universe have a beginning in time, or has it always existed? Is everything in the world predetermined by a chain of cause and effect, or do we possess genuine free will? Is the world ultimately made up of simple, indivisible parts, or is every part always divisible into further parts ad infinitum? Is there a necessary being, a God, that explains all existence, or is all existence merely contingent? These are the kinds of questions that have plagued philosophers, theologians, and curious minds for millennia. We feel an intuitive pull to seek answers to them. They seem so fundamental to our understanding of reality. Here's where Kant uncovers a startling and deeply problematic paradox. He demonstrates that when our pure reason attempts to answer these kinds of transcendental questions about the universe as a whole, about absolute beginnings, or about ultimate causes, it inevitably falls into what he calls antinomies. An antinomy is essentially a logical contradiction, a situation where reason can construct equally compelling, equally logical arguments for both sides of a statement, creating an irresolvable stalemate. It's like having two perfectly valid legal cases, each proving the exact opposite of the other, with no higher court to appeal to. Let's take a closer look at one of the most famous of these antinomies, the first one, concerning the beginning of the universe. Our reason, left to its own devices, can argue with perfect logical consistency that the universe must have had a beginning in time. The argument goes something like this: if the universe had no beginning, then an infinite series of successive states must have elapsed up to any given moment. But for an infinite series to have been completed, and for us to arrive at the present moment, is logically impossible. An infinite series, by definition, can never be completed. Therefore, the universe must have had a beginning. This argument feels intuitively sound, doesn't it? It uses concepts of time and infinity that seem perfectly reasonable. Welcome back to our journey through Immanuel Kant's monumental critique of pure reason. So far, we've explored how our minds structure experience and the limits of our empirical knowledge. But what happens when our brain, in its relentless quest for understanding, tries to know it all? What happens when our reason oversteps its bounds and attempts to grasp concepts fundamentally beyond the reach of human experience? This is the central question we tackle in Chapter 4, as we delve into one of the most fascinating and challenging aspects of Kant's work, the antinomies. Our human reason, you see, is an incredibly powerful tool. It's not content with just understanding the world as it appears to us through our senses. It craves ultimate answers. It pushes further, compelled by an inherent drive to find complete explanations, to grasp the unconditioned. It asks the biggest, most profound questions imaginable. Did the universe have a beginning in time, or has it always existed? Is everything in the world predetermined by a chain of cause and effect, or do we possess genuine free will? Is the world ultimately made up of simple, indivisible parts, or is every part always divisible into further parts ad infinitum? Is there a necessary being, a God, that explains all existence, or is all existence merely contingent? These are the kinds of questions that have plagued philosophers, theologians, and curious minds for millennia. We feel an intuitive pull to seek answers to them. They seem so fundamental to our understanding of reality. Here's where Kant uncovers a startling and deeply problematic paradox. He demonstrates that when our pure reason attempts to answer these kinds of transcendental questions about the universe as a whole, about absolute beginnings, or about ultimate causes, it inevitably falls into what he calls antinomies. An antinomy is essentially a logical contradiction, a situation where reason can construct equally compelling, equally logical arguments for both sides of a statement, creating an irresolvable stalemate. It's like having two perfectly valid legal cases, each proving the exact opposite of the other, with no higher court to appeal to. Let's take a closer look at one of the most famous of these antinomies, the first one, concerning the beginning of the universe. Our reason, left to its own devices, can argue with perfect logical consistency that the universe must have had a beginning in time. The argument goes something like this: if the universe had no beginning, then an infinite series of successive states must have elapsed up to any given moment. But for an infinite series to have been completed, and for us to arrive at the present moment, is logically impossible. An infinite series, by definition, can never be completed. Therefore, the universe must have had a beginning. This argument feels intuitively sound, doesn't it? It uses concepts of time and infinity that seem perfectly reasonable. But then, Kant shows us that pure reason can also construct an equally robust and convincing argument for the exact opposite conclusion, that the universe cannot have had a beginning and must be infinite in time. The counter-argument might go like this: if the universe had a beginning, then there must have been an empty time before it began. But in an empty time, there is no reason, no cause, for anything to come into existence. So it would be impossible for the universe to have begun in an empty time. Therefore, the universe must have existed for an infinite duration, without a beginning. Again, this argument, on its own terms, appears perfectly logical and persuasive. So we're left in an intellectual bind. Our reason, in its purest, most rigorous form, can lead us to affirm both that the universe began and that it did not begin. Each side taken individually seems compelling, yet they are mutually exclusive. This isn't a flaw in our logic, but rather, Kant argues, a fundamental misapplication of our logical capacities. Kant's revolutionary solution to these debilitating antinomies is this: these questions are unanswerable, not because we lack sufficient information or intelligence, but because they are fundamentally about the noumenal realm. Remember how we talked about the distinction between phenomena, the world as it appears to us, and Noumena, things in themselves, independent of our experience? The antinomies arise when our understanding tries to apply its categories, concepts like cause and effect, or substance beyond the limits of possible experience, to the noumenal realm. Our minds are designed to understand the world of experience . The categories of our understanding, like causality or limitation, only make sense when applied to the objects we encounter in space and time. When we try to extend them to talk about the universe as a totality an unconditioned whole that exists prior to or independent of our experience. We are trying to use tools designed for empirical data on something that is, by definition, non-empirical. It's like trying to measure the temperature of a dream with a thermometer. The tool simply isn't appropriate for the object. Therefore, questions like, did the universe have a beginning? Or is there free will? Are not propositions that can be true or false about the world as it is in itself . They are, for Kant, what he calls transcendental illusions. Our reason is naturally inclined to ask them, but it's operating outside its legitimate domain. We simply cannot have theoretical knowledge of the noumenal realm. This doesn't mean these concepts are meaningless. Indeed, they might be incredibly important for our practical reason, for morality, and for faith, as we'll explore in later sections. But as objects of pure theoretical knowledge, they remain forever beyond our grasp. The antinomies serve as a powerful cautionary tale, a vivid demonstration of the inherent limits of human reason when it attempts to transcend the boundaries of possible experience. Understanding these limits is, for Kant, the ultimate act of humility and wisdom. Welcome to Chapter 5, where we'll tackle the big questions that have puzzled philosophers for millennia: God, freedom, and the immortality of the soul. After our deep dive into the nature of phenomena and noumena, and the limits of human understanding, we're now perfectly positioned to understand Kant's revolutionary take on why these concepts, despite their profound importance, can never be proven in the way we prove scientific facts. Traditional philosophy for centuries attempted to use pure logic and abstract reasoning to construct airtight arguments for the existence of God, the reality of free will, and the persistence of a soul beyond the body. Think of Descartes' proofs for God, or arguments attempting to demonstrate human freedom from the constraints of determinism. Kant, however, delivers a devastating critique to these endeavors. He argues that the fundamental flaw in all such attempts is a category error. These profound ideas, God, freedom, the soul, are not, and cannot be, objects of our experience. They are not phenomenal objects that can be observed, measured, or subjected to the categories of our understanding like causality or substance. Instead, they belong to the noumenal realm, the thing in itself, which lies forever beyond the reach of our theoretical reason. Let's start with God. Can we prove God's existence or disprove it? Kant's answer is a resounding no to both. He meticulously dissects the classic philosophical arguments for God, the ontological, cosmological, and teleological proofs, and demonstrates why each one ultimately fails. They all attempt to infer the existence of a being from purely conceptual reasoning or from empirical observations that can always be explained in other ways. Our theoretical reason, which operates on the raw data of sensory experience and organizes it through our innate categories, simply has no access to a transcendent, unconditioned being. To Kant, God is a noumenal idea, a regulative principle that guides our thought, but not an entity whose existence can be established or refuted by the tools of science or pure logic. This is crucial. Kant is not an atheist. Far from it. He's not denying God's existence. He is, rather, humbly acknowledging the limits of human reason and placing God squarely in the domain of faith, beyond the reach of scientific proof or disproof. Next, consider freedom. Is there such a thing as free will, or are all our actions merely the inevitable outcome of prior causes, like dominoes falling? Again, Kant concludes that we cannot prove free will in the phenomenal world. Every event we observe, every action we take, appears to be part of a causal chain subject to the laws of nature. From a purely empirical standpoint, it's hard to see where freedom could possibly fit in. If we view ourselves as merely phenomenal objects, bundles of matter and energy operating according to physical laws, then determinism seems unavoidable. However, this is where the noumenal self comes into play. While our actions as phenomena appear determined, we must act as if we are free. Why? Because morality itself would be meaningless without it. If we aren't free to choose between right and wrong, if our decisions are predetermined, then concepts like responsibility, duty, and moral praise or blame simply evaporate. For morality to have any coherence, we must presuppose our freedom as rational beings. It's a postulate of practical reason, not a theoretical proof. The soul too falls into this category, a necessary postulate for eternal justice or personal identity, but not a provable entity. What Kant achieves here is a profound reframing of the entire philosophical debate. He carves out separate, non-competing domains for different types of inquiry. On one side, we have science and theoretical reason, which operate perfectly within the phenomenal world, discovering the laws of nature, explaining causality, and predicting events. This is the realm of what is. On the other side, we have faith, morality, and practical reason, which address the noumenal realm, dealing with what ought to be with duty, responsibility, and the ultimate meaning of our existence. By making this distinction, Kant liberates science from theological interference and, crucially, liberates faith and morality from the impossible demands of scientific proof. He ensures that neither domain can overstep its bounds and invalidate the other, offering a durable framework for understanding human knowledge, ethics, and our deepest convictions. Welcome back to our journey through Immanuel Kant's monumental critique of pure reason. We've navigated the intricate pathways of transcendental aesthetics and analytics, examining how space-time and the categories of understanding shape our experience. Now, it's time to zoom out and truly grasp the revolutionary nature of Kant's entire project, an achievement so profound he himself likened it to a Copernican revolution, but one that happens right inside your head. Think back to Nicolaus Copernicus, the astronomer who, in the 16th century, fundamentally reshaped our understanding of the cosmos. Before him, humanity firmly believed that Earth was the unmoving center of the universe, with everything else revolving around us. Copernicus dared to propose a radical shift. What if the Sun was the center and Earth, along with the other planets, revolved around it? This wasn't just a change in astronomical models, it was a profound recentering, altering humanity's place in the physical universe. Kant, centuries later, performed a revolution of comparable magnitude, not for the physical universe, but for the universe of knowledge itself. Before Kant, the prevailing wisdom, largely unchallenged for millennia, was that our minds, like passive recipients, had to conform themselves to the objects of the external world in order to know them. The world was primary, dictating its truths, and our minds merely sought to grasp them as best they could. Knowledge was seen as a faithful reflection of an independent reality. But Kant dared to ask, what if this traditional view was precisely backward? What if, instead, the objects of our experience, to be known by us at all, must conform to the inherent structure of our minds? This is the absolute core of his Copernican revolution. It's not that we create the raw, independent stuff of reality. Kant was clear that there's a thing in itself we can't directly access. But what we experience as an ordered world of objects existing in space and time, operating under laws of cause and effect, is actively structured and organized by the very faculties of our own cognition. Our minds aren't passive mirrors, they are active architects, constructing the coherent world we inhabit from the raw, unshaped data of sensation. The impact of this radical shift cannot be overstated. Suddenly, human beings are no longer peripheral spectators in the grand theater of knowledge, striving to capture an external, indifferent reality. Instead, Kant places us squarely at the center of the universe we experience. Our cognitive faculties, our senses, our understanding become the foundational framework through which any possible experience must be filtered, organized, and made intelligible. This view bestows upon human beings an extraordinarily central, active, and profoundly creative role in shaping the very universe they can possibly know. We are not just discoverers. In a profound sense, we are company creators of our experienced reality. Now, for some, this might initially sound like a prison, as if we're trapped within the confines of our own subjective minds, cut off from true reality. But that's a misreading of Kant's liberating insight. Far from being a prison, this is an emancipation, a powerful recognition of our innate capabilities. Think of it not as a cramped cell, but as a magnificent, boundless creative studio, equipped with the most sophisticated tools imaginable. We are the architects of our own experience, using the inherent blueprints of space, time, and the categories of understanding to construct a coherent, knowable world. This realization is deeply empowering. It tells us that the order, the coherence, the very possibility of understanding the world stems from within us. It affirms that our minds are not secondary, subservient entities, but the active, fundamental conditions for any knowledge to arise. We are not just passive recipients of truth. We are the dynamic, structuring agents without whom the world, as we know it, simply couldn't exist. This is the profound legacy of Kant's Copernican revolution, a fundamental re-evaluation of humanity's place in the intellectual landscape, affirming our intrinsic capacity for meaningful experience and knowledge. Welcome back. We've journeyed through some profound and admittedly abstract concepts in Kant's critique of pure reason. We've explored the very architecture of our minds, the conditions under which we experience the world, and the limits of what pure reason can know. Now, you might be thinking, this is fascinating, but what does any of this 240-year-old philosophical masterpiece, have to do with my commute, my relationships, or my daily anxieties? That is precisely the question we'll tackle in this chapter, how this 240-year-old idea can improve your life today. We're going to bridge that gap, taking Kant's most revolutionary insights and translating them into practical, actionable wisdom for a modern audience. Get ready to see how a seemingly distant philosophical text can profoundly reshape your daily experience. First, let's talk about intellectual humility. Kant showed us that our minds aren't passive receivers of information, but active architects, imposing structure and meaning onto the raw data of sensation. We don't perceive the world as it is in itself, but rather as it appears to us, filtered and shaped by our inherent cognitive frameworks. The profound implication here is that your perspective, Your understanding of reality is precisely that yours asterisk. It's constructed by your unique mind, influenced by your experiences, biases, and inherent categories of understanding. If your mind actively builds your reality, then everyone else's mind is doing the same from their unique vantage point. Realizing this can be incredibly liberating. It means that your viewpoint, while valid and true asterisk for you asterisk, isn't the single definitive, objective truth. It's one interpretation among billions. Cultivating this intellectual humility means approaching discussions not with the aim of proving yourself right, but with genuine curiosity about how another person's mind has constructed their reality. This isn't just about being polite, it's about a deeper understanding that often leads to better listening, less conflict, and a more open, expansive worldview. When you truly grasp that another person literally experiences a different reality, the urge to impose your interpretation diminishes, replaced by an opportunity for mutual learning and genuine connection. Next, let's address a common source of anxiety: our struggle with the unknowable. Kant drew a crucial distinction between the phenomenal world, the world of experience that our minds construct, and the noumenal world, the world of things in themselves that lies beyond our possible experience. Our reason, he argued, yearns to understand the ultimate nature of reality, to grasp concepts like God, the soul, or the universe as a totality. But Kant rigorously demonstrated that our cognitive tools, designed for the world of experience, simply cannot access or comprehend these noumenal realms. This isn't a limitation to despair over, it's a profound liberation. Stop wasting your precious mental energy on unanswerable questions that lie beyond the scope of human reason. Kant essentially gave us permission to let go of the relentless pursuit of ultimate, metaphysical truths that are inherently inaccessible. The questions about what the world is like entirely outside of our experience, or what happens when there's no subject to perceive it, are questions that cannot be definitively answered by reason. Instead, he redirects our focus to the world asterisk of experience asterisk, the phenomenal world where you asterisk can asterisk make a difference, where your actions have consequences, and where knowledge is possible. Embrace the limits of your knowledge. Focus on what you asterisk can asterisk know, what you asterisk can asterisk influence, and what you asterisk can asterisk experience. This shift can dramatically reduce existential anxiety and free up mental resources for meaningful engagement with the world around you. Building on the idea that your mind actively creates your reality, we arrive at a powerful, empowering insight: asterisk, take ownership of your interpretations, asterisk. If your mind isn't passively receiving a fixed reality, but actively structuring it, then you have immense power over how you frame events, how you perceive challenges, and how you interpret experiences. The raw event might be immutable, but your interpretation of it, the meaning you assign to it, is very much within your sphere of influence. This is the very foundation of modern cognitive behavioral therapies, or CBT. Kant, long before Beck or Ellis, laid the philosophical groundwork for understanding that our thoughts and interpretations don't just reflect reality, they profoundly shape our emotional and behavioral responses to it. You can't always control what happens to you, but you asterisk can asterisk learn to control how your mind processes and frames those events. A setback can be interpreted as a devastating failure or a valuable learning opportunity. A difficult conversation can be seen as an attack or a chance for honest communication. Recognizing that your mind is actively constructing these meanings gives you the agency to choose more empowering interpretations. This isn't about denying reality. It's about consciously exercising your inherent power to frame it in a way that serves your well-being and allows you to move forward constructively. Finally, let's explore how Kant's ideas can profoundly foster empathy. We've established that each individual mind actively builds its own phenomenal reality. Your perception of a tree, a political event, or a personal slight is uniquely yours, a product of your cognitive structures and life history. Now, extend that understanding to every other person you encounter. They are perceiving, interpreting, and constructing their own realities, shaped by their own minds, their own experiences, and their own unique set of categories and concepts. This means that other people literally experience a different reality than you do. It's not just that they have a different opinion, their very perception of the world, from the most mundane object to the most complex social interaction, is filtered through a distinct cognitive lens. When someone reacts to a situation in a way that seems irrational or inexplicable to you, try to remember that they are not necessarily operating in your reality. They are responding to their reality, which, for them, is perfectly coherent and valid. This insight moves beyond simple tolerance and cultivates a deeper, more profound empathy. It encourages patience, understanding, and a genuine effort to see the world, however fleetingly, from another's constructed perspective. It dissolves judgment and fosters compassion, recognizing the inherent subjectivity of all human experience. So, there you have it. Kant's critique of pure reason far from being an arcane relic, offers a profound toolkit for navigating the complexities of modern life. From cultivating intellectual humility that improves our relationships, to reducing anxiety by focusing on what's truly knowable, to taking ownership of our interpretations for greater mental resilience, and finally, to fostering a deeper, more profound empathy for everyone around us. These are not just philosophical musings. They are practical principles for living a more mindful, understanding, and empowered life today. Kant invites us not just to think differently about the world, but to live differently within it. And in that lies the enduring power of his 240-year-old idea. We've journeyed through the intricate architecture of Kant's critique of pure reason grappling with concepts like synthetic a priori judgments, the transcendental aesthetic, and the analytic of concepts. It's a lot to digest, and it's easy to feel like these profound ideas exist purely in the realm of academic abstraction. But what if we could bring Kant's philosophy down to earth? What if we could make these world-changing insights tangible, integrated into your everyday experience? That's precisely the aim of your 7-day Kantian action plan. This isn't about memorizing definitions, it's about cultivating a new way of perceiving your world, directly applying Kant's core ideas to your daily life, one step at a time. Consider this your philosophical workout, building mental muscles that allow you to see reality through a subtly, yet significantly, different lens. Asks Day 1-2, Notice Causality. 6. For the first 2 days, your task is to become a detective of your own mind when it comes to cause and effect. Kant radically proposed that causality isn't necessarily something out there in the world, waiting to be discovered, but rather a fundamental structure our minds impose on experience to make sense of it. Our brains are wired to connect events. Someone trips, and we immediately think they weren't looking. The car breaks down, and we blame the last service. Your Kantian practice for these 2 days is simple. When something happens, and your mind automatically jumps to a cause, consciously pause and ask yourself, am I seeing a definite, undeniable connection between these two events? Or is my mind supplying that story, creating a causal link to make sense of the sequence? Let's say you see a child next to a broken vase. Your mind instantly connects the two. For these 2 days, try to simply observe the sequence. Child was near, vase broke. Then ask, is the connection truly seen, or is my mind projecting the causality? You're not trying to deny that a connection might exist. You're simply training yourself to notice when your mind is the active agent in constructing that causal narrative. It's a subtle shift that illuminates one of Kant's most groundbreaking ideas right in your living room. Day 3-4, practice humility. Now, let's turn our attention to the phenomenal world, the world as it appears to us, shaped by our senses and understanding. Kant taught us that we can never truly know things in themselves, the Noumena. Our experience is always mediated, always filtered. This insight offers a profound tool for navigating disagreements and fostering greater understanding. For day 3 and 4, in any disagreement or discussion where perspectives clash, try consciously framing your viewpoint by starting with the phrase, "From my perspective," or "From how this appears to me." Imagine you're debating a political issue, or even just discussing whether a movie was good or bad. Instead of stating, "That's wrong," or "The movie was terrible," try, "From my perspective, that policy creates more problems than it solves," or "From my perspective, the movie's pacing felt off." This simple linguistic shift acknowledges the Kantian truth that you are speaking from your phenomenal viewpoint. You're not claiming universal, objective truth about the thing in itself, but rather sharing how it appears to you. This practice can de-escalate tension, invite dialogue, and subtly remind both yourself and others that we all operate within the limits of our own experience. It's a powerful act of Kantian intellectual humility. Day 5-6, define your limits. We often spend mental energy agonizing over questions that are, by their very nature, unanswerable. Will I ever truly understand why that happened? What is the ultimate meaning of life? What does that person really think of me, deep down? These are the kinds of questions that venture into the noumenal realm, the domain of things in themselves that lie beyond the grasp of our possible experience. For day 5 and 6, your exercise is to identify one such unknowable question that you find yourself worrying about or pondering. Once you've identified it, consciously label it, either mentally or by writing it down as noumenal. Then, for the rest of that day, make a deliberate effort to set it aside. Acknowledge that, according to Kant, it's a question that cannot be answered through empirical experience or our categories of understanding, and therefore, it's not something you can productively resolve through thought alone. This isn't about giving up on important questions, but about practicing mental discipline. By identifying the limits of what you can know, you free up mental energy to focus on the phenomenal world, the world of experience, where you can observe, analyze, and act. It's a powerful way to reduce anxiety and promote practical engagement with reality. Day 7, reflect on your filters. Finally, on day 7, we bring it all together. Kant showed us that our minds are not passive receivers of information, but active constructors of reality, filtering experience through innate structures like space-time and causality. Beyond these universal filters, our individual minds also apply personal filters, our moods, biases, past experiences, and current emotional states. These also profoundly shape how the world appears to us. For your final task, dedicate 5 minutes to journaling about your day. Specifically, reflect on how your personal mood and biases, your mind's unique filters, shaped your perception of the day's events. Ask yourself, if I woke up in a grumpy mood, did that make the morning commute feel more frustrating, or did it make a minor inconvenience seem like a major disaster? If I had a preconceived notion about someone, did that influence how I interpreted their words or actions? How might the same events have appeared to me if my emotional state had been different? This reflective exercise deepens your self-awareness and solidifies a central message: we don't experience the world directly. We experience the world as it appears to us, filtered and structured by our minds. Recognizing these filters gives you greater insight into your own subjective experience and the inherent limits of human perception. This 7-day Kantian action plan is just the beginning. By consciously integrating these practices, you'll find Kant's philosophy moves from being an abstract intellectual challenge to a profound and practical tool for navigating your everyday reality. It empowers you to become a more aware, more humble, and ultimately, a more insightful observer of your own existence. All right, let's distill the monumental, perhaps mind-bending, insights of Immanuel Kant's critique of pure reason into 3 absolutely crucial takeaways. These are designed not just to inform, but to genuinely stick with you long after this video ends. So, lean in and let's get Kant in 60 seconds or perhaps a little more for maximum impact. Our first, and arguably most revolutionary, point is this: your mind is not a passive camera simply recording external reality. Absolutely not. Instead, it is an incredibly active creator, an architect of your experience. Think of it less like a blank slate and more like a sophisticated projector, hardwired with innate, universal rules or categories, the very scaffolding of understanding. We're talking about fundamental structures like space, time, and cause and effect. These aren't external features of the world that you merely stumble upon and perceive. No, Kant argued they are the very spectacles, the built-in lenses, through which your mind actively organizes and structures raw sensory data. Imagine trying to make sense of the world without the concept of before and after, or without understanding that one event can lead to another. It would be an unintelligible, chaotic bombardment of impressions. Your brain takes that sensory chaos and imposes order. Your experience of reality, therefore, is inherently shaped, filtered, and even constructed by these intrinsic cognitive faculties. This is a profound and paradigm-shifting idea. We don't just see the world as it is. Our minds are actively engaged in shaping the world for us giving it the coherent, understandable form we perceive every single moment. This leads us directly into our second indispensable takeaway. Building on that active mind, there exists a fundamental and crucially unbreachable boundary between 2 distinct realms. On one side, we have the world you can experience, what Kant famously called the phenomena. This is the world of appearances, the realm of everything you can perceive, measure, and understand, precisely because it has been filtered and structured by your mind's built-in rules like space, time, and causality. It's the only world accessible to human knowledge and scientific inquiry. But then, on the other side, lies the Noumena reality as it is, independent of any observer, independent of human consciousness. This is the thing in itself, reality utterly stripped bare of all human-imposed categories, existing prior to any mental processing or interpretation. And here's the absolute crux of Kant's argument: you cannot ever truly know the noumenal world. You cannot perceive it, you cannot measure it, you cannot even conceive of it without inevitably applying the very mental structures that define the phenomenal. It's a hard, definitive limit on human reason, asserting with robust philosophical rigor that our knowledge is fundamentally confined to the realm of possible experience, forever separated from ultimate, objective reality. This isn't just a philosophical nicety, it reshapes our understanding of truth and the very scope of human intellectual endeavor. Now, at first glance, this concept of a hard limit on human knowledge, that we can never truly know reality as it is, might sound disheartening. It might feel like a sobering dose of intellectual humility, even a profound limitation on our quest for truth. And in many ways, it is, asking us to rein in our metaphysical ambitions. But here's the third, and perhaps most unexpectedly empowering, takeaway from Kant's critique. Understanding this limitation is actually a source of immense intellectual freedom and control. By recognizing that your mind actively creates the very structure of your experienced reality, that your perception isn't just a window onto an objective world, but a company creation, you gain a profound sense of agency and control over your interpretations. You move far beyond a simplistic, naive realism, realizing that how you perceive, interpret, and understand the world isn't merely dictated by external facts alone, but is heavily, fundamentally influenced by your own cognitive machinery, your internal projector. This insight empowers you to critically examine your own perspectives, to understand the subjective lens through which you view everything, and to be aware of the inherent structures that shape your understanding. It fosters a profound, liberating humility, reminding us that no single human being, no single culture, no single scientific framework can claim to grasp reality as it is in its totality. Instead, it encourages a deeper appreciation for diverse interpretations, a robust commitment to empirical science within its proper bounds, and a critical, responsible awareness of the inherent biases and structures built into our very perception. It's about knowing the powerful limits of your knowledge, and in doing so, unlocking a new kind of freedom, intellectual responsibility, and a much more nuanced engagement with the world around you. Kant doesn't close the door to knowledge. He shows us the architecture of the door itself, and in doing so, reveals the vast, rich landscape of what we can truly know. So, we've journeyed through the intricate architecture of Kant's mind, dissecting the very scaffolding upon which our understanding of reality is built. It's a profound shift, isn't it, to realize that what we perceive isn't just out there, but is actively organized by the inherent structures of our own minds. Now, I want to hear from you. Kant unveiled universal categories of understanding that shape our experience. But beyond those, we all develop our own personal, often subconscious, mental rules or heuristics that we apply daily to navigate the world, to predict, to interpret, to make sense of things. These are the often unspoken algorithms of your consciousness, the ingrained patterns of thought that dictate how you filter information, approach problems, understand others, or even simply make sense of a new situation. They're profoundly Kantian in their function, aren't they? Our subjective categories for organizing the manifold of experience. So, in the comments below, share one mental rule you notice yourself using all the time to make sense of the world. Perhaps it's always look for the motive, or if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is, or even a more nuanced, internal guideline for categorizing experiences or judging situations. Your answer might illuminate something fascinating for others, and by sharing, we begin to build a clearer picture of the diverse ways human consciousness constructs meaning. This isn't just about passive consumption, it's about active engagement with these powerful ideas and with each other. Let's see how our individual frameworks interact and enrich our collective understanding. If this deep dive into Kant's critique of pure reason has illuminated your own mental landscape, if it's helped you see your world, or even just your thinking, a little bit differently, then please hit that like button. It truly helps us bring more philosophy made practical to a wider audience. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our future explorations into the deepest questions of existence. For those hungry for an even deeper dive, for those who want to grapple with Kant's original text or explore interpretations from other scholars, we've curated a list of recommended reading, scholarly articles, and additional resources. You'll find all of those linked conveniently in the description below. These aren't just suggestions, they're pathways to further intellectual adventure, whether you're keen to wrestle with the critique itself, digest accessible summaries, or explore its legacy in contemporary thought. These pathways are designed to support your ongoing intellectual adventure. And speaking of future explorations, our philosophical journey is far from over. Having understood the profound implications of Kant's framework, particularly the freedom he paradoxically both constrained and liberated us with through his moral philosophy, we're now primed for a major leap. Kant, in many ways, set the stage for this new philosophical epoch by challenging traditional metaphysics and grounding morality in human reason itself, inadvertently creating a space for radical personal responsibility. Next time, we're jumping forward in philosophical history to see how a new generation of thinkers, the existentialists, grappled with the radical freedom and responsibility that, in many ways, Kant's project helped to define. Think Sartre, Camus, and the profound weight of choice in a world without preordained meaning. You won't want to miss it as we confront the exhilarating and terrifying aspects of being truly free. Until then, keep questioning, keep critically examining the rules that govern your perception, and keep thinking purely and practically. Thank you for joining us on this intellectual adventure.